afternoon, good morning. Welcome to the Armory. Welcome to Full Time Sports Network. Welcome to THFC Till I Die. Welcome to the Tottenham versus Arsenal match preview. And we've got two wonderful gentlemen with us tonight. We've got Mr. Brady. How are you doing, Mr. Brady?
Bobby, fine. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. To be honest, mate, I can't wait for the season to be over at the moment. I'm just so tired. Every single day. It's just one thing after another. Yeah, I just can't wait to be over and done with, to be honest. Mr. Dermot.
Yo. I'm the same as you. I can't wait for the season to be over too. I'm bloody exhausted. I've got a holiday now from June the June the 7th, June the 6th to June the 13th. I'm away for a week and I cannot damn wait. No channel, no football, no nothing for a whole week of just relaxation. So I can't wait for that.
Yeah, it's mad. It's absolutely mad. Obviously, Dermot was in here, obviously answering the question that I put in the actual title. So big up to you, Mr. Dermot.
Of course we will win. We are Tottenham Hotspur. We will rise. We will win. Come on, you Spurs.
You two are not going to have fun at the end of this show, I can tell you that. I have something interesting plan for you both. Big up, lads.
Felt from the band.
For people that know my previews, they know I always have the challenge. Well, for you two specific, I've done it double whammy. So you've got two challenges tonight, not just the one. Big up to Chris saying, big up, lads. Yes, Onslaught will be sorted. It is going to be done now. I need to speak to you privately about it, Chris, because I know a lot more that's happened behind the scenes. Yeah, let's just say he wasn't first choice. I've got holiday in lovely Stranraer, lovely Scotland on first week of June. Can't bloody wait. Don't blame you, mate. Enjoy it. Big up to M, saying prediction 3-1 to Arsenal all day long. Big up to M, very confident there. Look, it's the Spurs fan and the two Arsenal fans. I don't know which one he's pointing at.
Philip, have you become Judas now? Have you turned to the? Oh, okay, that's bad. I've got Ange behind me. Look, it's not me either. I did that mistake the piss because I look like a red tomato.
Big up to Colm, though. Right, let's talk about the game. Now, head-to-head, since the Premier League started, we've played you 63 times, drawn 24 times, 15 Tottenham wins, 13 at home for you guys, just the 2 away, 24 Arsenal wins, 18 at home, 6 away. Now, confidence, how are you both feeling confident about Sunday's game? We'll start with you, Mr. Brady.
Quietly confident. I mean, I don't go overboard on games like this. I think local derbies, London derbies, the form book goes out the window.
Yeah,
anything can happen, So, I mean, I've seen London derbies with a team that's expected to walk away with it, ends up with a tail between their legs. So that could well happen. Arsenal expected to win on Sunday. They may well do, but I think Spurs are up for this game. We've had 2 weeks off now. That might be taken as getting a bit stale with no match practice. But you've played 3 times, and your legs are bound to be a little bit weary, no matter how fit players are. When you get to this time of the season, they get a bit leggy, and so players like Saka, I think Saka's out on his feet at the minute.
Yeah,
so, it's just lucky Udogi's not playing on Sunday because you mightn't see too much of Saka. I don't know who's going to replace Udogi, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be tight. There's going to be no quarter given, none asked, and I reckon, I mean, it'll be 1 goal in it. Whichever way it goes, I think the team that wins it will deserve to win it because, both teams are, let's say, you've continued on we were last season. We're punching above our weight at the minute.
Yeah.
I don't think many Spurs expected us to be 4th or 5th in Ange's first season. And we always thought next season was the season it's going to happen, which it probably will, seeing the big war chest that we have to spend in the summer. And so we're breathing down your next season, lads. So get ready for it.
Fair enough. Dermot, I know what you said last night. You're still feeling like that way?
Even more. God. We are gonna turn up. Arsenal gonna turn up. They're gonna diddle their pants and they're gonna be running back to the dressing room. Sorry Sorry, Mr. Manager, we can't go out there. It's too bad. The fans have us nervous. We can't go out in that atmosphere. I'm sorry, we're staying in the dressing room. Tottenham are so up for this game. It's like the North London Derby is not a game. It's more than that. It's like Bill Shankly's football. It's more than life and death. It's more than that. This is what the North London Derby is. It's more than that. We've got to beat you because we want the bragging rights for the summer. We also want to dent your hopes of winning the league. Double whammy. So Spurs to win 3-0. I'm still sticking by that. You're going to be in for one hell of a game on Sunday.
Fair enough. What I do want to ask, because obviously I follow Tottenham games as much as you guys probably will. Have you had a behind the closed doors friendly or anything like that in the 2 weeks?
No.
I think there was. I think there was some between the teams themselves, like Spurs against the under 21.
Okay.
So I think there was that. Yeah, there was that during. I think last week there was that bit of a practice game just to keep everyone on their toes.
Okay. Yeah, it's just obviously with a 2 week break, I would assume that you would have set something up because we've done it. Other teams have done it behind the closed doors. They can manage to set up a friendly with someone that isn't playing. So yeah, right. Before I move on to the next slide, let's see what people have been saying. It's what you told me on the phone earlier, Dermot. What did you say on the phone, Dermot? That makes me wonder. It's Lewis Hamilton against Pastor Maldonado, and jeez, did you have to mention his name? Oh, that dude! Every single time just spun out. That dude. Oh, jeez, Mazepin.
He was quite annoying, that driver.
Oh my god! It literally got the nickname of Mazepin because that's all he did was just spin around. Arsenal ain't winning this time. Refs ain't saving you, pal. Big up to Matthew. Just bring it. Tottenham have more of the rest, but Arsenal have had more of the sharpness. Going to be one of the most intriguing derbies for years. Definitely agree with that one. God forbid the Ven challenge us to a break dance battle. I have to say that same weekend, and I think it was the following weekend as well, a lot of defenders were slipping over. Kanate did as well in the same manner that Van der Ven did. I think they all need to look at their boots. Seriously, it's ridiculous the amount of defenders I've seen slipping over lately. The under-21s won, says Colonel Ward. The result will be whatever City wants, says Cole. Colm says that, not me. I'm not getting into trouble with this. Right, let's move on to recent meetings. So obviously you played us earlier in the season. You drew 2-2. Last time we visited you at I can't remember what it's called, Tottenham Stadium, isn't it, or something like that? Is it called Tottenham Stadium? Tottenham
Hotspur Stadium.
Thank you, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I always think White Hart Lane, but I know it's not. So yeah, it's still in my head of that. But yeah, we beat you last time we went there. Then we beat you 3-1. Blah blah blah. You know, you beat us 3-0. So it swings and roundabouts. Let's be honest, it is a derby. I totally agree with Mr. Brady. This is very much like a cup tie. Form goes out the window. Whatever we've done in the week means skiddly squat on Sunday. Look, we've had great results before, and then the following game we don't turn up, we get beaten. So it happens. Right. Now, this is the interesting part. When I was typing this up, I was like, yeah, you guys need to explain this form. Right. So this is your form guide, your last 5 games. Obviously, we all know what happened at Newcastle. You beat Forest at home and you beat Luton at home, but you drew with West Ham away and you lost to Fulham. Now, does that form slightly concern either of you right now?
Okay. The West Ham game we should have won, dominated it. Luton, like they've done to most teams, have put up a real hell of a fight when they played. So we got through them. Fulham was a total disaster. We didn't turn up. And Newcastle was even worse. Yeah. So the form is worrying. In fact, looking at your results. Okay, you've got what? You've got 4 wins and a defeat, right?
Yeah.
So your form guy is slightly better. But let's just remember, your manager's been with your team 5 years.
Yeah.
Our manager, it's his first season. He's getting his ideas across, and there will be bumps in the road. There has been bumps in the road. Newcastle was more than a bump in the road; it was like a bloody roadblock, and so was Fulham. But we've always got the ability when the chips are down, like a game against Arsenal, and also in other games this season, where we seem to make a habit of conceding first.
Yes.
Right, and then coming out in the second half and absolutely blowing the opposition away. Which is very frustrating when you're a fan because you don't want to go a goal down.
I imagine, yeah.
You know, and I think the Sheffield United game was the biggest one we equalised in the 99th minute and won in the 110th or something like that. So or the 100th minute. So no, the form it's not perfect. We don't expect perfection this season. It's getting better, and I think next season is when you're really going to see Ange's philosophies and his tactics working, plus with the fact with the new players coming in that we will have and getting rid of the dead wood. So, well, it's worrying. Normally, I'd be more worried for the form playing Manchester City than Arsenal because anything can happen in a London derby. But Manchester City might not see it that way.
No, true. What about you, Domo?
We're just leading you into a false sense of security. That's what we're doing. That's what we're leading. We're making you believe that we're not playing well, and then Sunday we're going to come out. We're going to hit you with 2 barrels between the eyes. No, I agree with what Philip's saying. Luton are going to give anyone a hard game. They gave you a hard game for a while at Kenilworth Road as well. Now I did the watch along with you that night with you and Brenny. So it was good to get a win there. West Ham we should have won. Philip's right. We dominated that game, and for all the bobbles that we popped, we just couldn't get the ball over the line. Forest game, second half turnaround. That's what that was. Fulham and Newcastle, total disasters. Absolutely. So if you look, we lost to Fulham 3-0. We beat Luton 2-1. So we lost to Newcastle. We're bound to beat you 3-0 tomorrow on Sunday.
Well, that brings up that comment perfectly. I can't wait for Denmark's crazy predictions. There you go, Silver One. That will cheer you up whilst you're at work. It's 3-0. But yeah, Tottenham's problem is getting balls over the line. Says Silver One. There's a rumour the builders put the seats the wrong way round in the Tottenham stadium.
I can answer that. Yeah, go on, Philip.
Manchester City Stadium, when they turn around to face away from when they do the Poznan, they turn around. Yeah. No, I can guarantee you the seats are not the wrong way around in the Tottenham Stadium. I was there on Monday. They are definitely facing the right way. Definitely.
And also, Philip, wouldn't you agree Tottenham Stadium is not a library?
Oh,
you're allowed to make noises at Tottenham.
We did a test, actually. We did a test with a crowd of 15 of us shouted goal, right? And you want to hear the echo. The resonance, it was rebounding around the stadium for about 5 seconds afterwards. The noise in that place, it's acoustically perfect, right? Yeah. It would be a good library, actually, but we built it to be the other way,
Silver One is the preview is Rotterdam heavy. Look, unfortunately, Brenny is unavailable tonight. He's on a different situation at the moment. So, yeah, big up to Bren. Hope you enjoy your evening off. How about you just remove Man City and Chelsea from the league right now? Then we are happy.
Yeah, I think we'd all be happy with that.
Oh, indeed. Aston Villa have the better run-in than Spurs. In my opinion, you can see Villa winning their 3 or 4 games. Now, are you that bothered about finishing 4th, either of you? Or are you quite happy with 5th?
I was. I would love Champions League. I'd be wanting Champions League unto the point we can't get Champions League. And then I would think, do you know what? It's been a great season compared to where we were last season. But no, I want Champions League to the point where we can't have it. So let's go for it.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna say I reckon there's a conspiracy theory going on here. The West Ham, Liverpool, and who else? West Ham and Liverpool and Arsenal all lost just to get Spurs out of Europe next season of the Champions League. Because if you'd have won your games, the coefficient would have had a British club get in the 5th spot. But now it looks very much like a German club's going to get it. So thanks, lads.
Yeah,
no, I'm not too worried. I mean, I would love the Champions League, but then again, how far is a team like Spurs who are still on a learning curve going to get in the Champions League? Whereas in the Europa League, I reckon we've got a damn good chance of winning it.
And am I right that no Champions League sides now drop down into the Europa League now? Is that right, Bobby?
I believe so. I
Yeah.
believe so. To be honest, I haven't even looked at this stupid new Champions League thing yet, because obviously I deal with home football, not European football mainly. I haven't even looked at it, but I don't. As far as I'm concerned, yes, that is the case. No one drops into the lower competition. Even I don't want to really call it that because everyone's in Europe, but yeah, big up to Richo65 saying evening all Everton fan. Big up to you, mate. Right. What I always do on my previews, obviously it's very different because obviously I've got Tottenham fans on here, but I always do this so it's not just special, but I always have my 5 to watch for the Tottenham. So these are my 5 to watch. So these are my 5 that I think will cause us a bit of an issue. Pedro Porro, brilliant right back. Wouldn't take him over Ben White, but he's been brilliant for Tottenham, personally. I don't know, would you guys both agree that Pedro Porro has been a very good signing for you guys?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm over the moon that he's fit and he's fit to play on Sunday, which is great news for us, actually. It really is great news.
He is. Pape Sarr, I love the kid. I'll take him now if I could. But yeah, I think he's got a very bright future if he carries on the way he's playing at the moment. Brennan Johnson, I loved him at Forest. Going to love him at Tottenham because I loved him at Forest. I don't change my allegiances just because he's joined Tottenham. I think he's brilliant. James Maddison, wanted him at Arsenal. Would still have it at Arsenal. I'd play him alongside Odegaard. I have no issues with it. So yeah, Maddison and Son. You got to put Son in there because he does have off games. I think you could probably both agree with that. He does definitely have off games, but when he plays Arsenal, he doesn't have off games. To be fair, he does turn up against us. But yeah, right. Talking about, because I missed out a slide, unfortunately. Injury lists. Now it's positive for us due to the fact we've got no one on it. That means Timber is back. He is fully fit. So positive for the Arsenal fans, but I don't think he'll be picked, but he could be on the bench. Tottenham, Whiteman's out. Forster's out, the Dogie's out, and Solomon's out. Richarlison was a doubt, but I got the list earlier, and he's now fit, so he is.
Udogie's the only one there that would have been playing anyway, so I suppose.
Yeah. And all 4 of them are out for the season anyway, so yeah. Can I just mention Johnson? I'm a massive fan of Johnson, as Philip knows, aren't I? I'm a big admirer of Brennan Johnson. And I think he's going to cause you no end of problems running down that wing. See, I would start Werner, Johnson, and Sonny in the middle. That would be my sort of 3, and Richie up front.
Well, we've got a possible lineups already in the show, so we will see what you think of that one, which is what I've been told. So it's possible. It's possible. It's not the guarantee because obviously 2 days is still training to happen and knocks can happen. But we do need to talk about each other's season so far. You currently 5th. We are obviously 1st. You have won 18, drawn 6, lost 8. Average goals scored per game is 2.03. Average goals conceded per game is 1.53. You've only had the 6 clean sheets, but you do create 2.28 chances per game. We've won 24. Drawn 5, lost 5. Average goals scored per game is 2.41. Average goals conceded is a 0.76, which is very impressive. 16 clean sheets and a 2.15 chances created. And finally, before we move on to the special part of the show, the battles. I do this for every preview now. So these are the important battles that I find anyway. So we got the bouncers. So they are the hard men of our midfields. For me, Basuma's your one. He does win the most duels in per game. He does win 5.8 duels per game, which is impressive. Declan Rice is 4.2. Basuma actually wins 59% of his duels compared to Declan Rice of 53, which is quite impressive. Goalkeepers. David Raya, we all know what he can do and what he can't do sometimes. But Vicario, his passing accuracy is very impressive, 82%. So that is very impressive. Saves per game is 2.9. He does save 65% of his shots compared to Raya, that is 66. And he has actually prevented 3 goals this season. So that's a positive. So when it's a minus, it means he's actually caused an error that has led to a goal. Vicario is in the plus, so that is a very good thing for him. Right. At some point, I would be very happy when there's a different assist taker and a different goal scorer. But currently, for the previews I've had to do, it's exactly the same. Saka has always been our top assist and top goal scorer, so we can skip him. But Heung-min Son is yours. 15 goals for Heung-min Son. Do you think that's a positive outcome this season, just 15, or would you have liked him to got more?
I could still end up with 20 before the end of the season. Could easily. I mean, I remember 2 seasons ago, he was 3 behind Salah going into the last day, or 2 behind, and he scored. Like Son will score goals. Our last 2 matches, or 2 of our last 3 matches, are against Burnley and Sheffield United, so he could easily improve his goal tally there. 15 is okay for him. I think it's what he contributes to the side as well as his goals. His assists and his actual charisma, if you like, on the pitch. Is in fact the team would die for Sonny. He's absolutely, he's the ultimate Tottenham player at the moment, and the fans love him as well. So
What about you, Demo?
Look, I think Sonny's done well. Don't forget also he's been away in the Asian Cup this season as well, so he did miss a good chunk of Premier League matches. So I agree with Philip. I think he will get 20-odd goals this season. But I think also people need to show a little bit of respect to Richarlison. When Sonny was away, Richie was the only one who stood up. And he's the only other player in the Tottenham squad that's in double figures, by the way, with 10 or 11 goals. But look, for me, I think Sonny's been probably going forward the best player for us. And I have to say, Saka's been very good for you this season. But I just feel he's dead in his legs at the moment.
Yeah.
He's out in his legs.
Yeah, he is. That is something that we'll rectify in the summer by buying someone that can not replace him, but kind of be a very good backup to give him a rest now and then. But you're saying that Son's missed quite a big. He's only actually 3 less games than Saka. He's on 29 games this season, where Saka's on 32. So it shows how much Son has actually put out this season. I think, from what I've heard, is that I think you're starting to get a replacement in for him, because he is 31 now. I think Heung-min Son. So I think you're starting to get a replacement ready for when he decides to either leave or retire, because he is 31. Do you feel that he's showing his age, or do you think he's still just how he was when you first signed him?
I think he's showing his age.
I don't.
I do.
How?
I'll let you go first, Philip. I'll let you go first.
I don't think so. If I'm looking at, if I didn't know, if I came down from Mars and went to a Tottenham match and I saw Sonny playing, I reckon he's about 24, 25. I don't think he's showing his age at all. I think the captaincy has given him a new bounce. And he had a couple of poor games. He was very poor against Newcastle. I was the first to criticise him. I called him the Newcastle performance probably the worst he's had this season, if not any season with Spurs. But he will go home, think about that. His dad will have a word with him, because his dad is his biggest. And Sonny will come back fighting on Sunday. And I don't think he's shown his age at all.
I think he is. Why I say that, I think he is showing his age because of, I think he's also missing Harry Kane. Harry Kane and Son were so linked, like twins, that I think he's missing that something this season. But hang on, Philip. Just hang on. I will get. I just feel that if he makes a pass and it doesn't come off, Harry Kane would be there. Or if he makes a run when a Tottenham player had it, Harry Kane would have picked him out. I just feel Son is missing something. I don't know what it is. He's had a great season, don't get me wrong, and I agree with you. The captaincy has given him a bounce. But I just feel that there are some games he's not a striker. He's a winger. And we've been trying to use him as a striker. He's not the striker that's going to hold up the ball and play other players in. That's not Sonny's game. And for me, I think that is where he hasn't been good, when we've used him in a position where he's not good at. On the wing, or give him a bit of a free roll, Sonny will would do anything to any team. But as a striker, I think that's been his problem this season for me personally. That I think that's where he's found it a bit difficult.
Fair enough. I don't want to cause issues between you two, but yeah, yeah. To be honest, because I know Bruni said last night that he would take Son. I would have taken him probably 2 years ago. I wouldn't take him right now. But yeah, 2 years ago I would have taken him in a heartbeat.
Can I just ask Philip, I just want to ask Philip very quickly, where do you differ from me, Philip, what I've said to what you've said? Where would you differ from? Where would you differ for anything I just said there?
I don't think Harry
get your
Kane,
point of view across.
I don't think the absence of Harry Kane is making him look any older. I don't think that's just because Harry's gone doesn't make Son qualify for the old age pension. You know, I mean, he's. Let me just say, okay, anybody would miss Harry Kane playing alongside, but he's coped pretty well. I mean, he's got 14 whatever it is goals this season, and well, it's not quite as many as he probably would have had under Harry. With Harry, I just think he's. Let me just, how will I put it? He's learning the ways of the new players coming into the squad. He's learning the runs that Werner makes. He's learning the runs that Johnson makes. Now, next season, if they're all together, we'll see a bigger benefit from that. But I think Sonny's got this kind of eternal youth thing. He'll be the same in 3 or 4 years' time. He'll still be the same Sonny. Okay, he might lose a bit of pace, but he'll become cuter. As players get older, they get cuter, they get wiser, and they're able to do things, not run as much as they do when they're 25 or 26. So, no, I'm quite happy with Son. I think he'll stay with us for another couple of years. And then, as Bobby says, he'll probably, I mean, the guy doesn't need to go anywhere else. He can probably retire happily with all the money he's made in the last 10 years.
I expect the type of personality that Son is, he'll go back to South Korea and retire there for one of the clubs out there because of, to help them with the financial package.
He's a hero out there. He's
an absolute hero. Yeah,
I feel that puts extra pressure on them too. I feel that's the extra pressure he probably doesn't need if he wasn't playing if he retired from South Korea. I feel that would release a lot more from Sonny because I feel that's an awful lot of pressure because he is the face of South Korean football. He is the big name out there. And I feel there's a lot. He puts himself, or maybe he puts himself under pressure that he feels he has to perform at a high level because it looks good for his country and it looks good for their football league as well. So I just feel that doesn't help.
But one thing I saw Son do recently there. Now, Sonny is probably one of the most humble he's not a big head. He's very, very humble. There was a stage there a couple of weeks ago where a lot of Korean fans turned up outside the training ground, and Sonny got wind of it. He heard they were there, so he got one of the security staff to escort him out, and he went around and talked to the fans and signed all their autographs outside the training ground. Now, he didn't have to do that, but that's what he has such a pride in his country. And thankful for the fans. I mean, every Tottenham home game is like half of one of the stands are full of Koreans. See more Korean flags than the other flag at a Tottenham match. So I think he'll take his responsibilities very, very seriously. But I don't think he's weighing it down. I think he's proud to do it.
Fair enough. Right. Colonel Ward saying Champions League will lose its spark now with the current format, more teams and games. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it, to be honest. They're only doing this stupid format to try and keep the Super League away. Don't worry, UEFA, your time will come to an end when the Super League will catch up. Not worried about any of those 5 bombs.
Silver, we're not worried about you either, son. So don't worry about it.
Romero is one to watch for aggravated assault. Yeah.
I tell you one thing, Bobby. Me and Philip have a little saying for Romero, don't we, Philip? And I don't know if anyone can remember the Tango outfit advert years ago. But what did we say? You've been Romero, don't we?
You've been Romero. He leaves his calling card. You've been Romero. But I'll tell you one thing about Romero as well. He's a hothead. We all know that, and we love him for it. But since he was made vice captain, he's calmed down a bit.
He has recently, I have to agree with that.
And it was the same thing that happened with Maradona. I always use that as an example. Maradona was a complete hot-headed young man. The Argentinian manager made him captain, and it calmed him down. He said he let his football do the talking. This is why Maradona's better than Pele and the greatest footballer that ever lived. And that's as far as I'm going to go in that. Don't worry, Philip.
Dermo loves the Johnson, says Cole.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I love a bit of Brenny. Fair play to him.
25% of me joined the watch long, by the way. Awesome. Just join us. I think me and Brenny are doing it with Mr. Brady and Dermot, so it should be quite a big giggle, to be fair. I'm not scared of the Brazilian pigeon, says
I would be. I would be very afraid. Be very afraid of the pigeon.
Yes.
There's Philip doing the pigeon, the Leitrim pigeon. There you go. Be very afraid, Silver. Be very afraid.
Saka needs competition. I don't understand why Arsenal don't play Jesus on the right. I've said that all season, mate. I don't get it myself. Off topic, the cards are falling at Red Bull. Yes, I have heard. Yeah, to be fair, what you're saying about Son is very much like what Hwang is like here. Because obviously Hwang's from South Korea, and obviously I live in Wolverhampton.
I quite like him as a player, by the way.
He's a very nice chap as well. Really nice chap. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot you own that club across the road from you.
Look, my son might go to school literally opposite the training ground. I might live right next to the grounds. That's all I'm saying.
He owns the club, really. He really is. He's the private owner. You hear him. I ring him up, and Bobby's head's out the window. Oi, you haven't cleaned that stand very well. Get back and do your job.
Newey to Ferrari is close for Verstappen and Marco in talks with Mercedes. Yeah, it's going to be. Well, I'll definitely talk to you about
Bobby, it. By the summer, I say by the British Grand Prix, it will be announced that Verstappen's going to Mercedes next season.
I reckon so. I think Newey will leave very quickly as well, because I think he's had enough.
Would you have think if what's his name? If Horner would have left, they wouldn't be leaving. To be fair.
Oh, well, we all know what it is. Yeah, exactly. It's badly managed. Managed. You don't sack the person that has made the accusation in the way that he has. You just don't do it. Anyway, these are the possible lineups. So this is what I think it could be for Tottenham. Vicario in goal, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Emerson Royale at left back, Basuma, Sarr, Johnson on the right, Maddison down just behind Son, Werner on the left, and Son up front. Do either of you disagree with what that possible lineup?
I don't think Sarr will start.
No, who do you think will go? Bentancur.
I think he'll probably put Højbjerg in there.
Højbjerg.
We need a little bit more cover for the defense, and I think Sarr, I love Sarr to bits. It's his first breakthrough season, and he will get better, but he's just been off the boil a little bit lately. And I think Højbjerg has come on the substitute, and he's done really, really well. So, and it could be his last few games for Tottenham if we believe that's going to happen. So, I would we do need to be defensively solid on Sunday. We can't afford to go too gung ho, So that's why I think maybe that. Other than that, I think it's probably much the team that'll be.
Do you think that they will put Emerson at left back?
Well, it's either him or Ben Davis, and I think Emerson would probably be a better defender than Davis. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Dermot?
I've done my predicted lineup. I don't really want to give too much away because I haven't put it out yet, but I have made a few changes. I've put Højbjerg instead of Basuma. So I've started Sarr and Højbjerg. I've put Richie up front and put Sonny in Werner's place. That's the changes I've made. And then I've put Ben Davis instead of Emerson. It was very hard. It's very hard who to put there because Ben Davis is not the greatest player in the world, but I think he gets an awful lot of stick, doesn't he, Philip? Where
he's undeserved as well. He doesn't deserve some of the stick,
But
journeyman footballer. He's not a Destiny Odoji skill wise or attacking wise, but he's got loads of cap for Wales. He plays centre back for Wales, so he's versatile. But I would worry against putting him in against Saka. I think Royale might be a little bit quicker.
Yeah, but I've gone a bit different. So yeah, I have. If that's the team, I'll support it 100%. But I've gone a bit different. Now with your lineup, that's interesting, Bobby.
Yeah, sorry, I'll bring it back up. Yeah, but that's what I don't think he'll change anything from Chelsea. I hope he doesn't anyway, because the way that we clicked on Tuesday night was remarkable because Partey just gave freedom to Rice and Odegaard that just allowed them to be free, which is fantastic. Tomiyasu, as Chris has said, I pray that Zinchenko doesn't play because I can't stand him as a left back. But yeah, if he goes with Zinchenko, I'm going to be scared. I'll be honest, because him up against either Werner or Brook Johnson, I won't like it because Zinchenko can't defend at all.
Yeah, Philip and Bobby, I'm looking at that back four. I would take Ben White. If I was to pick anyone from that 11 to our 11, I would pick Ben White myself because I think Ben White is a great little player.
I'd take Saliba. I'd take Saliba.
See, it's quite interesting, right? Because obviously I'm an Arsenal fan, you're a Tottenham fan, so obviously you're not going to watch every game like we do. But Gabriel has been our best defender by a million miles, the most reliable as well. And no one ever talks about Gabriel. They always talk about Saliba or White. And I'm like, Gabriel, without him this season, I honestly do think we would have lost some games more than we have. But Saliba, even against Chelsea in the first 15 minutes, looked a little bit shaky. In the two previous games before that, he looked shaky. Ben White has just been phenomenal. But Gabriel is essential because of his, as everyone says, I don't like saying the word, but shithousery. He literally does like to wind people up, and it's fun sometimes.
Yeah, but I do you fear that front three, Philip? I don't. I don't. I think Romero. Yeah, the front three for Arsenal. I think Romero and Van der Ven have enough about them to keep them quiet. Quiet, actually.
You've got to give them respect. I mean, they are excellent players. You know, Havertz is doing very well, and Saka. I mean, like him or lump him, I think Saka has been one of the players of the season. Really, you know, you've got to give it to him. He scores great goals, and he gives so much to the team. So, I wouldn't go so far as say fear them, Dermot, but I'd certainly respect them. And our boys will need to be really, really on their game on Sunday to keep those fellas out.
I don't fear them. I don't think that they. I think our back four will cope with them very well because I feel they've played so many games. They played Chelsea the other night. Well, I think Chelsea just rolled over for you lot. I feel Chelsea was like a dog. It rolled on its back. It's four logs in the air, and it was saying, "Please rob my belly." You can't take it away from Arsenal to put five past them. You can't take that away from them. And to be fair, Jackson, if there's anybody thinks that player is a great striker, you either need your eyes tested or you need to go to the local loony farm. Because, to be fair, I'm going to ask you two a question. Do you know the goal he missed? The one when he went for the side netting?
Yeah.
And I saw a picture of it. The other bit of the goal was wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sum him up as a striker, to be fair?
Yeah. I'll tell you what sums him up for me was the argument that he had with Cole Thingy Bob for the penalty. That strikes me as a very immature, very un-team spirit type of a guy, all for himself. I know strikers are supposed to be selfish, but come on. You know, I thought he was ridiculous that night. And I'm surprised he actually remained in the team. If I was the manager, I would have dropped him for that.
Yeah. And can I say, how many chances, Philip, right, did he miss when Chelsea beat us 4-1 with 9 men, by the way? We nearly drew that game.
He did score a hat-trick, German, now. He did score a hat-trick, so...
Yeah, but Philip, to be fair, Philip, with 11 men, he would not have got one goal.
Yeah,
to be fair.
True. Oh, let's face it, 91 minutes in that game. We were 2-1 down. Eric Dyer hits the crossbar.
Yeah. 2
each, and we go and win that match with 9 men. So it was that close. He scored the 2 goals after that when we were out in our feet. You know, and probably for the only time in the history of the Premiership, a team that got beat 4-1 got applauded off the pitch.
Yeah. So, Silver, go back into your little jackbox, right? And just eat your cream, eat your carrots, and then you'll be able to see a decent tea.
So you can tell the difference between me and the other type of Arsenal fans. I am quite respectful, and
you are, Bobby. I love coming on doing your shows, but when Salva gets in the chat, I love him because I just love the banter.
Gabriel's like Canate, 100%. Gabriel is your Canate. Everyone talks about Van Dijk. Everyone talks about Saliba at Arsenal, but for me, Gabriel has been the best defender we've had this season. Do Spurs need reinforcements in defence in the summer? I still think you can improve defensively. Very quick answers for this one before we move on to the challenges.
Yes. We need a centre back, yeah. We need another, and maybe another full back as well. And we will get them. We will get them.
Just very quick. Just to the Lewis's thing. Werner down the middle and Son on the left. What do you reckon, guys? Yeah, what do you reckon?
I thought it was a song. I thought it was I don't know what it was on about. I thought it was a song.
Werner is probably better on the left. I mean, he hasn't got the greatest conversion rate when he's taking chances in the middle. But I'll tell you one thing: you scare the living daylights of any fullback with his pace. Yeah, and I think that possible. I would have him down the if he comes on at all, bring him down the left, and a Richie in the middle to feed on the crosses that come in.
Exactly. I'd be that.
Big up to Brian. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. Hat-trick with 9 men and basically two open. Yes, well, Dermot is actually hosting it. Dermot's having to do all the watch-along stuff this weekend because he came on to R1 earlier in the season, so it's my turn to go on to his, and he can do all the watch-along stuff. I can just sit back and relax. Empty goal, no. Goal says nil. Werner's best position is in the Bundesliga.
You're only jealous because you haven't got him.
I'll be honest. I love Timo.
I know you.
Obviously, I'm a German, part German, so I am obviously going to love the Germans. But I would say that I think he's still struggling in the Premier League at the moment. I hope he does make it, like Havertz has. But at the moment, I've not seen it.
I've got to ask him, Philip. I've got to ask Bobby. I've got to ask him. I'm sorry. Do you think the '86 World Cup was a handball? Because I'm convinced it wasn't. Do you think it was, in your point of view?
Is this all about Maradona?
Yeah.
Because I think this is his bugbear. I know I'm going to put that on your coffin, Dermot. It wasn't handball.
Yeah, I think he was scratching his head at the time, you know. And
it was the most obvious handball I've ever seen in my life.
I just see it differently.
Well, yeah, because it was against England. If it was against Ireland, I guarantee you would have said it was handball. Yeah.
Do you know there's a statue of Maradona in Gorey? We have a massive statue for him there.
But just to give you a story that Ozzy Ardiles told us last Monday on the tour of the stadium, apparently when Spurs were playing at Wembley during the rebuilding of the stadium, we beat Liverpool 4-1 there about 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And Maradona came to the match as a guest of Ozzy Ardiles. And Ozzy was going to bring him into the soft seats at half time to meet all the Spurs fans. And he said, now listen, he says, I still think they're still very sore about you in 1986 here. So be prepared for maybe you might not get the best reception, you know? So Maradona walked into this crowd room, completely crowded with football fans at halftime. He got a standing ovation. And there was tears running down his face because he thought he was going to get, a little bit of abuse because of the 1986 thing. So it just shows you all football fans ever, they've forgiven him and still rate him as one of the best players ever.
Can I say it was handball, but I'm only joking. It's only a bit of joke.
It's only because the silver one's brought up the Thierry Henry one.
Screenshot that to me because I'm going to use it against them.
Appreciate it, Brian. Thank you. I'm just the way I am, and I'm not going to change for anybody. I know some people want me to change, and I'm not going to. My Spurs fan mate said he would get thrashed by Chelsea 1-5-0. He just said we would get thrashed. The Spurs.
Chelsea couldn't thrash anybody at the minute.
No.
Werner should have joined Liverpool, not Chelsea. Yeah, look, I have to be honest, and I totally agree with you here, Chris. I think Chelsea, the situation that Chelsea, the club itself in, are just damaging for the players' morale. I've not seen one good player at Chelsea. That they were all good players. I would take probably half of that team, but they're awful together. Absolutely awful. I feel sorry for them all. I hope they get to leave as quick as possible, if I'm honest. Right, let's do the challenges now. It's a special challenge. Chris has always been in the comments, so Chris knows what's coming. But I'm not just doing the one challenge. I'm doing 2 challenges. So the first challenge will come up now. I'll explain it to you both. Don't worry. But there is a video first. Right, so this is going to be slightly unusual because normally normally Brenny joins me for the previews, to be fair. So Brenny has to choose 5 from the opposition, 6 from the Arsenal. Now, guess what you guys have to do? You have to pick 6 from the Arsenal, 5 from Tottenham, and make an 11. And I rate them. And you are up against other people that take part in this challenge and the people that I obviously work with. So, yeah. So you've got to do your best. You can't choose anyone that's on the injury list. But then, to be fair, you only got Adogi and Solomon that possibly you might consider. But you should be absolutely fine. If Chris is in the comments, Chris, it is Tottenham's formation, so it is a 4-2-3-1 formation because we always go with the home team's formation for the team. So, how would you prefer to do this? Because normally Brenny does the opposition. Now, you might want to do Arsenal first and then get the Tottenham players in. It's up to you guys. How do you want to do it? Because I will do one at what you'll take it in turns, basically.
Yeah. Philip, do you want to do the Arsenal and I'll do Spurs? Or do you want
me
to do
you can do it like that if you wish to. You can do it like that.
I'll do Arsenal.
Which one are you doing, Philip?
What have I got? I've got is it six Spurs and 5 Arsenal, or the other way around?
No, it's 6 Arsenal, 5 Tottenham players.
Okay. Right, so this is the Arsenal team. Right. Vicario in goal. Right. Now let me see. Right back. God, I don't want to use up all my players. Ben White, I suppose.
Right. Did Mr. Brady go with Vicario in goal?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah. So you going? Have you got an 11 in your head? You're just going to put them all.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to work through the positions.
Okay.
You know.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I'll count them all up at the end. Make sure you've got the right numbers. Okay. So Vicario in goal.
Yeah.
White at right back. Yep.
Centre back. I'll have to drop one of the Spurs lads here. I'm going to say Saliba and Van der Ven as centre backs.
Okay, Van der Ven. Yep, left back.
God. Who's the Arsenal left back?
Well, we've got 3 to choose from. You've got Kivior, Tomiyasu, or Zinchenko.
Not Zinchenko, anyway. I'm going to play him out of positions and put Pedro Porro there.
Okay.
Okay. So that's 3-2. Okay, midfield. So I've used up 3 Spurs players now, so I've got 2 left. Midfield. I suppose I have to say Declan Rice.
Okay. I'm sure Dermot's now screaming.
Declan Rice and God. Defensive midfielder. I'm getting a blank mind here on that. I'll have to put another Arsenal fella in here to save my 2 Spurs players up front. So, who's your other?
You can have Thomas Partey. I'll accept Odegaard back there. Jorginho.
No, I'm not putting Partey. Okay, put Odegaard in there, right?
Okay.
Okay. So now I've got 2 Spurs players left. I'm going to put out on the left out there Son.
Okay.
In the middle, Maddison.
In the middle, Maddison. Yep.
Saka on the right.
Saka on the right. Yep.
And Havertz up front.
Okay.
So that's as best as I can do it, I think.
No, that's pretty well done, to be fair. Right, so this is the THST Till I Die team. So Vicario's in goal, Ben White, Saliba, Van der Ven, Porro at left back, Odegaard, Rice, Saka, Maddison, and Son, and then Havertz up front. I've got 0 issues with that, to be fair. I think Van der Ven, yes, he had a bad game, but overall he's a good centre back.
No, he's class act.
Yeah, Vicario, I love him as a goalkeeper. I think he's brilliant. So,
I know. Is that it then?
No, not yet. There's plenty to do. There's plenty to do still.
Oh.
So the rate, because I'm going to rate this now.
Because I wouldn't have picked some of them players Philip's pick when you were both doing it.
Oh, no. In that case, Mr. Dermot,
I'm restricted to 5 Spurs players. You can't have all 11 in there, so, you know.
Well, Dermot will get more involved in the next part of the challenge because the next one is more interesting. Right, because I might have stitched you guys up on it. But anyway, I'm going to give that, and I know Silver One's going to hate me for this, but it's a 10 because there's no reason to rate that a 9 because it is a good team. I have no issues with it. There's a very good players all over that team. Right, so let's see what you're up against. Let's just put that back there. Right, so this are teams chosen by David. He represents Tottenham as well. He's gone with Ramsdale, Porritt right back, Tomiyasu, Romero, Gabriel, Basuma, Rice, Maddison, Saka, Trossard, and Son. I don't have any issues with that either, to be honest. It's a good enough team. Saka, Trossard, Son. Yep, so that's another 10. So well done to David. Daniel was gone for Vicario, Porro, Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel, Basuma, Rice, Maddison, Saka, Martinelli, and Son. Again, no issues with that. So that's another 10. So currently everyone's getting a 10. This is a very easy week. I'm slightly worried. Oh, no, hang on. That's giving you away what's coming up next. Right, so this is the Arsenal people. Mehmet has chosen Vicario, White, Tomiyasu, Romero, Gabriel, Rice, Partey, Malik, Kulusevski, Son, and Havertz. I like Kulu. I'm going to have to give it a 10 again. I've got no issue. I know that I don't. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think some of the Tottenham fan base have got a bit of an issue with Kulu at the moment. Would that be right saying that?
Yeah, he's just gone off the boil a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, I personally don't have any issues with him. I'll take him in a heartbeat. Paul has gone with Raya, Porro, Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel, Rice, Basuma, Odegaard, Kulusevski, Johnson, and Son. Again, 10. We don't get 10s when we're playing like a team like Luton, Sheffield United when they're losing most of their team are out as well. It is pretty tricky when that happens. Right, before we move on to the next part, because the next part is going to be fun, Bobby's Booby will be picked. Bobby's Booby was not picked. Thankfully, there was one on Tottenham player. They didn't pick him. I'm not shocked, to be honest, that I didn't pick him because he is awful. So no Bobby Boobies, Gabriel Saka, Odegaard, Rice, Saliba, Martinelli. Oh, at least look, guys, I love the fact you're trying. I love it. You should have taken Timber. Yeah, to be fair, you could have picked him now. Chris has gone with Vicario, White, Gabriel, Van der Ven, Tomiyasu, Sarr, Rice, Saka, Maddison. Yeah, that's a 10, mate. Easy. Silver One making sure that he's saying that was hard. Vicario, Porro, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Basuma, Rice. Yeah, 10 all day long. This North London derby is the biggest one in 20 years. 100%. 100%. Vicario, Son, Romero. Yeah, that'll be a 10 easily. Colm, has he failed? Nope. He's got a 10 as well. Oh, doing 10s tonight. This is easy. Temi, prediction. Yeah, I know what you're doing, mate. I'll write it down. You are adamant with sticking with this reverse psychology. It does seem to be working at the moment, so carry on. Brian saying Kulu is an Arsenal fan. I like Kulu as well. I'll take him. Dermot will never see Spurs win a trophy against us, Timmy. Go with the same lineup that smashed Chelsea 5-0 for the. That's what I would do as well. Right. That's the first part of the challenge. The second part of the challenge, I have stitched you up. Only because now I could have gone really nice on you yesterday, but I felt your judge yesterday, as you called it, the mediator, was not that fair. I have to be honest. So
Sorry, Bobby. Sorry, we followed the PMGLO rules. We did follow VAR rules as well, and I feel that she was very impartial and she was very, very independent. So,
really,
and Philip will back me up with this, won't he, Philip? Won't you? She was very impartial, wasn't she?
How do I make a very diplomatic answer?
Mr. Brady is currently Howard Webb at the moment. When I ask him a question at work,
she was impartially one-sided.
Bobby's like Nottingham Forest at the moment. Seriously, putting out the tweet 2 minutes after the stream. This was not acceptable.
So Bobby, Arsenal win this No, I'm not saying it, Carl. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to clip me again, so not happening. Right, let's move on to the second part of the challenge. This is going to be fun. Ha. Right. So, same rules apply, same formation. 5 from Tottenham, 6 from the Arsenal. And I wonder if Dermot might have noticed what the issue might be here.
Oh,
Thanks, Philip.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're very
I know what. Dermot, safely say I know one player you will not be picking in that line.
You know, Bobby's not just stitched me up. You have really, truly stitched me up as well.
I didn't know. I didn't know what was coming next.
He didn't. No,
you did. You did.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh, yes, you did.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Right. So, Dermot, you have got to pick 5 from Tottenham, the team sheet. So that includes the subs used. So I think in that case it was Sinton and Dominguez.
So 6 from Arsenal, 5 from Tottenham, yeah?
Yes, and still fit in the same formation that you will be playing on Sunday, which will be the 4-2-3-1. So how would you like to do it? Because this takes me a little bit longer to type it up, to be fair, because I don't have the system like I do on the other one.
I'm surprised you put the Joker in there. How could you? I have to go with goalkeeper Seaman.
Okay, you're going to go with Seaman in goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go Stephen Carr for Tottenham.
Okay.
Oh, God. Oh, God, this is so difficult. Right. So 1 each. So 4 left from Spurs and 5 left for Arsenal.
Yes.
I am going to go with Tony Adams, centre back.
Yep.
Problem is, I hate both these centre backs as much as each other. Oh, God. Whoever I pick, I'm going to get slaughtered.
Bobby, can you just say, isn't Willie Young out of context in that? He was earlier than that.
That was Luke Young.
Luke Young.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, it shows my age. Yeah, right.
No, it's all right.
Forgot about
whoever I pick, I'm gonna. If I pick one, I'm gonna get slaughtered by Philip. If I pick the other, I'm gonna get slaughtered by Bobby. So I'm in no win.
You'll only get slaughtered by me if you pick, you know who.
I don't like either player.
Well, bite your lip and pick him.
Winterburn for the fullback.
Yep.
I'm going to come back to the centre back at the end.
I had a feeling you might. Yep.
Yeah.
I had a feeling you might.
Okay, so how many in the midfield? Sorry.
So it's a 4-2-3-1. So you've still got 2 DMs, but you can. I'm quite allowing like certain positions change there.
Right. I'm going to go for Patrick Vieira.
Yep.
And Stefan Freund.
Yep.
So, and then I am going to go for Darren Anton in that cam role.
In the cam role, yeah?
Yeah. So how many Spurs players have I got left?
You have chosen 3 so far. So you've got 2 more.
And then 3 for Arsenal then, if I'm right. Is that right?
2.
2
from Arsenal, 2 for Tottenham.
Right. I will go for Ginola and Overmars.
Okay, I'll put Overmars on the left then and Ginola on the right. So you got 1 each.
1 each. Oh God. This is all right. If I pick one, then I definitely have to pick the other. And I tell you one thing, the problem I've got at the moment is I know who I would pick a striker, but if I pick him, I've got to pick the other fella. And if I pick the other fella in Tottenham, that means I can't pick the striker that I want. All right, I'm going to go for Martin Keown, the centre-back, and Chris Armstrong up front. What I really wanted to pick was Dennis Bergkamp up front.
Yes.
I think you're the first person in history to say Chris Armstrong was a better player than Dennis Bergkamp, but anyway.
Well, it was either that or pick Judas.
No,
what could I have done?
No, you couldn't pick him.
Actually, can I make a swap?
No, once they're in, they're in.
Okay.
That's
it. That was hard. That was harder than what Philip had to do, to be fair. Philip had it easy.
I didn't know that.
Philip, what would you have picked, actually, on your back four in that? What would you have done?
I would have picked Seaman in goal, all right. I would have gone for Stephen Carr and Lee Dixon as the fullbacks. And I would have Adams and Keown as the two centre-backs. Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
Right, let's show what Dermot has chosen. Okay, so he's gone with Seaman in goal, Carr, Adams, Keown, Winterburn, the back four, Vieira, Freund, Ginola, Anderton, Overmars, and Armstrong. Now, I have to be honest, Dermot, you're going to get a 9 because
I'm quite happy with that.
No, honestly, obviously, for obvious reasons, you chose not to pick Sol Campbell.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you picked Bergkamp up front, then you would have got a 10, obviously.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do because I was sort of damned. I don't like Martin Keown because I think he's an idiot. And I don't like Judas because he's a bigger idiot. So it was damned. If I picked Judas, Philip never would have spoken to me again. He would have left the channel and discussed and said, I'm not working with that idiot. And if I chose Martin Keown, you would have said, Dermot, you're an absolute Tottenham fan idiot, and I'm never working with you again. So I'm sort of damned if I do and damned if I don't.
I will never be like that. But this is what everyone else has done because we've had 5 people take part in this one.
Choose Judas.
Brenny did choose this because I did inform Brenny about this and he had to take part. So Brenny has gone with Walker in goal, Dixon, Tarico, Campbell, Adams, Sherwood, Vieira, Bergkamp, Ginola, Overmars, and Anelka.
Oh, Anelka up front. That's a surprise.
I'll be honest, it's a 9. Brenny, I'm sorry, mate. I've got a couple of issues at the rear of the team. Ian Walker, I don't rate. I didn't like him. And Tariq, I didn't particularly like him either.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. He went for Ian Walker. Is he serious?
Yes.
I mean, Philip. We know Ian Walker very well. I mean,
even we don't rate Ian Walker.
No, I mean, one of our gentlemen that come into our chat, Wilton. He lives in Florida. Ian Walker made a mistake in one game and he chucked his TV out the room. Over the balcony. That is true, isn't it, Philip? That is true. And he said he didn't know if there was a footpath down there or a swimming pool.
God.
Luckily, there was a swimming pool. That's how bad Ian Walker is. Honest to God.
Right, let's move on to Paul's team. He's gone with Seaman, Dixon, Winterburn, Campbell, Adams, Sherwood, Freund, Bergkamp, Anderton, Ginola, and Carnu. That is the first 10. That is how you do it. Well done. Obviously, Dermot, you've got issues about Campbell, and I get it. Totally get it. So I have no issues with it.
It was damned if that was a hard one. It was very well done, by the way. Well played, I have to say. Very well
good.
done.
Well done, yeah.
Anyone that picks Ian Walker, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, well, Silver one's done exactly the same. I get it because you're trying to get other players in the team, but Ian Walker for me is, he's not the Bobby Booby as everyone likes to call it, but he will mark you down because I don't write him as a goalkeeper at all. Right, let's see what the 2 Tottenham people did. David, obviously, they did not go with Campbell either for obvious reasons, unsurprisingly. David has gone with Walker, Carr, Tarico, Adams, Keown, Sherwood, Vieira, Bergkamp, Parla, Ginola, and Anelka. So that's going to get a 9 because of obviously the Walker issue. However, Daniel has done pretty well. So he's gone with Seaman, Carr, Winterburn, Adams, Keown, Sherwood, Freund, Bergkamp, Anderton, Ginola, Carnu. Now, everyone knows how much I hate Tim Sherwood as a human being, but as a footballer, he was decent. So he will get a 10 for that. But if it was about personalities, you'd get a -10.
To be fair, he's picked the same back five as me, the back four as me, actually, to be fair.
Yeah, but it's just because you put Chris Armstrong up front, which just...
I know.
You might as well put just a revolving door up there, to be honest, more than Chris Armstrong.
What I should have done, even if I put Walker in, I would have got a 9. So, I don't know.
Right, let's see what everyone's saying before we get into predictions. Everyone's trying to clip me. Why are you trying to clip me, people? Mia was about impartial as an official in a Man City game. There's no retro where Spurs were ever better than us. I was tempted to go into the 90s, but I was doing that until last night. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to see if I can force Dermot.
It had nothing to do with me and Philip. Had nothing to do with me and Philip.
No, absolutely, Your Honour.
No, absolutely, yeah.
Scouts honour.
Scouts on the air. We will be appealing this decision by the Premier League. We will be. But we just want to know, will it be heard before the end of the season?
No. I've got enough on my plate. No. Cole will clip Bobby eventually. He will try and set me up somehow. Ems go with Seaman. Campbell decided to win the league at Spurs, so he joined Arsenal, says Timmy.
Campbell, Judas decided to go off down the road because he liked the colour red. That was all it was to do with. And we didn't want him at Tottenham because he was useless.
Neil, I'll be honest, if you were talking about these 5 players, I would go yes to all signing them at Arsenal because I liked them all. Vertonghen I liked, but Berbatov I liked. Sheringham, didn't like the person, but liked the player. Modric, awesome. Bale, awesome. Come on, I done this in... Yeah, he did. The silver one had to do this in 60 seconds. A team with no Campbell is a Bobby Booby. No, I'm not that mean. That's it's calm. My retro was the easiest all Arsenal players. Tebby, that's not part of the rules. You've been around here long enough to know the rules. Chris has taken part. Right. Chris has done Seaman, Carr, Adams, Campbell, Winterburn, Freund, Vieira. That's a 10. Has he got enough? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. 10. Easy. I actually understand why Brenny included Ian Walker. Yeah. I do get it, but it will mark you down because I thought he was an awful goalkeeper. Off the board because I'm here in Los Angeles. Big up to Neil. I actually put Walker in because no one is getting past my back 4. Colm has taken part. He also gets a 10. Might have gotten it wrong there, actually. No, I think you've got it right, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. You've done it fine, mate. Absolutely fine. May as well put Nunes up front instead of Armstrong. Oh, honestly, if you remember Chris Armstrong, he was poor. Right, okay. Obviously, something that's happened in America.
That's Philip's favourite conversation at the moment. Philip actually wakes up in the morning. He gets to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He says to Mrs. Brady, "Sorry, can't do anything. It's Trump time." What's going on today, Philip?
I don't know. I've been barred from watching CNN.
Big up to Jamie. Hope you're doing well. Well done for predicting the Chelsea score, by the way, Jamie. He actually predicted 5-0 to Arsenal. So big up to Jamie for doing that. Chris is loving it. Right. Predictions. I think I'm going to stick with Dermot's 3-0. So yeah,
you can clip me on that if you want the silver one. Quite happy. We're going to beat your ass and we're going to beat you 3-0.
Mr. Brady, I apologise, but I can't remember what you said last night. So what was your prediction?
2-1 to Spurs. A tight 2-1 to Spurs. And as Chris puts up there, very big goal in the Championship. QPR just took the lead against Leeds.
So, no one wants to come up. I'm sure they don't.
Do you know what it is? They're waiting for Man City to go down. That is it. They're waiting for Man City to go down to the National League, and everyone's waiting to get bumped up by one league.
I'll tell you what it is, and I know he's in the comments. This will annoy him. What Leeds want to do, they want to go in the playoff finals because they want me to cover it. Because I know Con would absolutely love me covering a Yorkshire club. Absolutely love it. He will enjoy every moment of it.
He would, wouldn't he, Bobby?
He'd love it.
He'd be doing poppers and everything. He'd be there, balloons, and he'd be having a great crack.
I'm waiting for his comment now.
Well, Mike, you and me are really in for it after that, to be fair, Bobby.
Yeah. Oh, dear. Colm has gone for a 5-1 prediction to Arsenal. Chris has gone with 2-1 to Tottenham.
I like Chris. Chris is a very fair-minded Liverpool fan. I like him. Big up, Chris.
But Jamie, honestly, I couldn't believe that you got it spot on, because when you put the prediction, I was like 5-0, seriously, and it was spot on. So well done, Jamie. 55. This is not San Antonio Spurs against basketball. Yeah,
it is. Apparently, the Premier League have brought in GAA, so you get a point for over the bar and 3 points for a goal.
Oh, Sterling would be on about 100 goals by now. So that was the case. Predictions: real team losses 7-0, alternative to wins 3-0. All right, okay. So I love your reverse psychology.
I am so looking forward to Sunday now.
I hope the title race is like championship race. I don't want it if you have it. Yeah, okay, yeah. Leeds don't win playoffs because they are poop, says Cole. Do it in Welsh. Jamie and Colm, you two will get on like a house on fire. I guarantee it. Steel City derby you can do next season. That is true. That is true. That is one heck of a derby to do, isn't it? Let's be honest. I
just want to say congratulations to our governing body for appointing an interim manager. Again, they're very good at picking interim managers. Apparently, the England-Ireland game has now been moved back from September to September 2055 because the FAI will still not be picked an Ireland manager by then.
Yeah, they're waiting for him to finish national school before they pick him. Give him 30 years experience.
Yeah, he's a bit. Yeah, what's he doing? His junior certs? Is that it, Philip?
Well, he's only 6 at the moment.
Is that all he is? 6, yeah. And his name is Paddy O'Reilly. That's his name. Big future ahead of him.
No, it's Stephen Kenny, actually.
No, it's not. It's Paddy. I spoke to Paddy last night. He said he was taking it, Philip.
Okay.
Stephen Kenny's assistant.
But guys, really appreciate that. That was really good, great show. As you can see, I do it very differently. I show more respect to the opposition, whoever it is. If it's Tottenham, if it's Luton, because I like to look at your team and go, okay, this is your strengths. This is what we got to prepare ourselves for. That's how I prefer to look at games. Ireland, Chris, I love it. Ireland can have Paul Simpson, 121 World Cup as England manager.
Can I just say, Philip, would we take anyone at this point?
I think we'd take Del Boy Trotter at this stage.
Yeah, Colm's actually from Doncaster, Jamie, so this will probably understand why he hates Sheffield so much. I'll enjoy your day out, mate. I hope it's a good game for you. I'm not going to say it because I'm not getting into this Yorkshire hate.
And it's going to be. I hope he has a good night out in Newcastle as well, Jamie. It's a cracking night out there in Newcastle, by the way. Had many a good night up there.
Chris wants to take over the Irish job. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. We'll have Chris. There you go. The problem is you've got to take Philip as your assistant because Philip is the most experienced Ireland manager we have, Mr. Brady.
Thanks, Thomas.
Right, guys. Thank you ever so much for coming on.
I know.
I'm good at drums as well. He's the Phil Collins and Roger Taylor of the Leitrim world of drums.
Thank you, Thomas.
See? Better than Tom Jones.
Right, Dermot, where can they find you, my friend?
Yeah, if you like what I have to say, and you know I'm a bit delusional, but I don't care, please come over to THFC till I die. We're over the 1,800 mark. We're on the march for 2K. We do pre-match, post-match, the Cockerel Clock podcast. We do the Unholy Trinity podcast as well. The 3 most unholiest men in Ireland, where we talk everything about football. And generally, if you're a football fan and you love football, please come over because we welcome every fans from every club and we do make it home. We love the banter and we do Newsbeat every day at 4. So please come over. It doesn't matter who you support. You're all very welcome. So please hit the like button and the subscription button if you can, please. Thank you very much. And do it here, the Armory. Bobby and Colin, everyone at Full-Time Sports Network and the Armory are absolute lovely men. So please give them a like and a subscribe as well, please.
Thank you, mate. Mr. Brady, where can they find you?
Just like I said last night, just what he said. Just repeating myself, wherever Dermot says that, I'll be tagging along most of the time anyway. And like as Dermot said, it's a pleasure being on tonight. I know there's great rivalry between Arsenal and Tottenham, but behind it all, we're all football fans. Why can't we get along? We're one of us. Some of us will be happy on Sunday, some of us will be sad. But life goes on, and that's the way.
No, Philip, you won't be sad. You'll be the one saying, "I'm leaving." 10 minutes later, you're still there. Do you know? If I tell you one thing, if we beat Arsenal, you will not see Philip Brady for dust because he'd be knee sliding halfway through 3 counties if we beat Arsenal on Sunday.
Well,
big up to Pal Pablo saying good evening. Not really looking forward to North London for many reasons with Ange Highline and now have Oliver as ref. Last time with Chelsea we only had 8 outfield players. Is top 3 still on, Dermot?
Yes. I predicted that at the start of the season and I'm sticking by that even though it is a bit of it ain't going to happen, but I'm going to stick by. Mind you, I did say we'd get top 4 or 3, so I'm sticking by that. Champions League, here we come.
Okay.
Me and Philip in Milan and Barcelona next year, where you lot are watching. Oh, yeah, you've been in the Champions League as well. Damn.
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
You were trying then, weren't you? But
yeah,
we're definitely there. We said I'll die first. Great show. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. I would say come on. That team, we still
no, Bobby, read the comment out.
No,
You've got to read the comment out.
Chris knows I won't. I will be there to annoy both of you in the chat. As always, you will be. As for me, I will be back. As for me, I will be back tomorrow because I'm going to do League 2, Colchester versus Crewe, the place I was born. They need to make sure they avoid defeat tomorrow to stay in the league. And obviously there'll be updates with the Doncaster and all the other things that's happening in the playoffs. And then Sunday, yeah, exactly. I knew what was happening. See, this is exactly what people are trying to do. They're trying to clip me saying certain things.
Oh, by the way, he's over with us on Sunday. And by the way, Bobby, I forgot to mention me and Conham's gaming channel, Double Dom Gaming as well. So please give that a like and subscribe as well. But yeah, we are inviting the Arsenal lads over to the proper side of North London. They are going to get their passports out because they are going across county lines because they're coming from South London. They have to get checked. We don't let any Tom, Dick and Harry into our channel. So we are inviting them. But yeah, that's where you see Bobby.
Yes, you'll see us on Sunday. It'll be me and Brenny. The silver one might be joining. He did say he might be able to join us for the box line, which would be
that's going to end up in a fight.
I did not look. This is down to Sky Sports. I didn't choose the game, so it's what's on TV.
It's okay, Colin. You can do it on our channel. That's fine. Permission to do Donny on our channel. That's fine.
Okay, guys, I'm out of here. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I will see you tomorrow. We'll all see you on Sunday for a very good match. No matter what happens, it'll be a good match.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm out of here. Take care. See you later.
Go on,